They're set to run. They're off and they're racing. Country God was the first of them out of the machine, but Cooper's going to burn it off very, very soon afterwards here with Castle Road straight to the top. Second, Ripper Rupert. Friar's Legacy's gone forward to sit outside of Country God, just booting through now to hold third clearly. Why She Left getting back into the field in company with Superb Vintage, who's back there with Two-Time Charlie, and whipping them all in is Hassani. So Castle Road, the blower in the betting market, leads them at the 700 metre mark by a little more than a length over Ripper Rupert. Country God enjoying a sweet trip down on the inside is running third, 3/4 Friar's Legacy. Then a further 2 lengths behind those, Two-Time Charlie outside of Superb Vintage. Why She Left, and still the tail ender Hassani. Castle Road well off the fence coming into the home straight. Now that is by intent. They've all come out here and got away from that inside section. Ripper Rupert joined it. Country God goes through, making a line of 4 now. On the outside is Friar's Legacy. Inside the 200, Country God down closer towards the rails, the leader from Friar's Legacy. Country God now starts to stride clear, and Country God with the shades on, pulling away from its rivals to win it easily. Country God over Friar's Legacy. Then further back on the inside, Castle Road third home. Hassani has made up nice ground late, looking for further. They were followed by Ripper Rupert, Two-Time Charlie further back in the field, and then a couple of the outsiders. Why She Left back there with Superb Vintage. Country God blessing punters here in the first. 2:60 into 2:25 crunch time late, and got a lovely run. Certainly from an optics point of view here, they stayed off the rail. Castle Road and every other horse also wanted to be away from that direct pad down near the fence. Country God closest to that area though. Too good. He's a classy 3-year-old. He's now won 3 of 5. And he certainly put his stamp on proceedings today with the blinkers going on. Settled beautifully with the shades, and he just accelerated away from them after getting the run of the race and put the opening event to bed comprehensively. Two Country God first home. Friar's Legacy handled the step out of a maiden very well, having run third to Country God back 2 starts ago. Clint Johnston Porter in the saddle, and Castle Road, well, he weakened out of it there. He battled on, and with Chanel Cooper in the saddle, weighs in third. The numbers are 2, 4, 1, 5. Hassani from last finished on, although beaten a margin. 2.5 lengths in favour of Country God, and 1/2 length second and third. The time is 1:11.72. Now there are no 600 metre splits today there, with a little technical issue as far as that is concerned, but a very easy win by Country God for Nev, Carolyn Parner, Mike Fagan, S.J. Fagan, G. Billington, A.T. Ishigami, Sims, M. Evans, R. Bennett, B. Cox, H. Bennett, J.B. Bennett, all the Bennett boys involved there. D. Navatsis, J. Brown, A. Vidaloni, J. Walton, R. Brown, and the Magic Maulers Syndicate for Richie Bennett. Trained by Neville Parnham, written by Chris Parnham. Second home, Friar's Legacy, written by Friar's Fantasia 3-year-old, trained by Dan and Ben Pearce, written by Clint Johnston Porter. Castle Road by Safeguard from Clare Castle in the art of Paul Jordan, written by Chanel Cooper. Race 2, the Tap Touch West Speed Platinum Handicap over the sprint 1,000 metres. No scratchings. Let's go back downstairs and join up with Tessa Daly. That was a very easy win by the horse who was best backed in race 1.
Thanks, Darren. Yes, catching up now with winning trainer Neville Parnham. Nifty shades on today, back to the 1200. Great result.
Yeah, look, I think he was a bit unlucky not to win last week. Chris thought that, he just got exposed a little bit early when one sort of got going, and he had to come out. But he fought on bravely, and, I do think that the winner's quite a nice horse too. Chris usually rides it, and he's always sort of held it in high esteem, so I think it was a good form guide. But I just... it was 1,400 last week, and I don't know, I'm not saying he wouldn't run 14, but because Chris seemed to think he did. But his mum was a real speedster, and she was primarily a short course horse, and I had everything out of the mare, just about, the Dam's brothers and sisters, and they were all short course horses. So I thought it wouldn't hurt to come back to a 12 and have a look at him, and Chris and I were both thinking likewise, maybe putting the blinkers on. So we went with that. We worked him in them, and he worked nicely and settled with them. But he had a good turn of foot today, and I just saw it last week. He might have floated a little bit too, so it was a good effort.
Let down really nicely and found the line well. What were your thoughts turning into the straight there when Castle Road did start to drift out a little bit?
I thought that was a gift, really. Didn't have to sort of. I was watching him running and thinking that he, he had a couple of nice riders around him that they might sort of try and hold him in there. But it appeared as though Castle Kip might have just hung off a little bit, which presented him with a really good run. So Chris did the rest.
Just touching on as well the ownership group, you had a chat off camera about the Own the Dream was the way that a few of these owners were introduced into the racing world. It must mean a lot as well there.
Yeah, part of them, they come to me and said they'd won second prize, I think, and were looking for an interesting horse. So Yarradale and myself bred this one, so Yarradale wanted to sell him, so we just filled up the other half, and they've had a good win.
Not a bad introduction into the racing world for sure. Congratulations here.
100%. Thank you.
There's Neville Parnham and here's Chris Parnham.
Chris, 7 days ago this horse was run down in the final stride at 1,400 metres. Your dad was saying that maybe he just floated a little bit and or was flushed a little bit early. Your thoughts?
Yeah, he was certainly flushed earlier than I would have liked. First go at 1,400 and he probably did float a touch, so there was a few things against him the other day. But in the end, he's come here today and he's backed up really well.
One thing you know about Paul Jordan's horse, Castle Road, is he sets a good tempo, but he can also crab around the corner.
Yeah, no, that's right. He's had a good speed, as expected, and then, just wanted to lay out around the corner, which is a trait of his, which gave us a beautiful inside run, and, the horse did the rest.
He's letting down really nicely at the moment, this horse.
Yeah, he is. He's come of age a lot this prep. He's a bit of a handful when he first come in to work. Just a bit of a smart ass, and we've ironed those issues out, and now he's actually really professional.
So you're the perfect rider for him, I suppose. Ginger Morpheus in the next. Can you make it 2 from 2?
I think so. Yeah, he's a really nice horse. Expecting a forward showing from him. His win the other day was really strong, so no reason he can't back it up today.
Nice start of the day. Well done.
Thank you.
There's Chris Parnham combining with Father Neville and Country God taking out the Lawn Pride Australia plate over the 1,200 metres. Numbers here from the opener 2, 4, 1 and 5. The next race we'll be previewing is the second here, so we won't be too far away.